In this video, I'm going to show you how to split test your messages. So I'm going to navigate over to our Messenger by clicking on Messenger over here on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to create a new single message. So I'm going to add a message and I'm going to call this, March newsletter. And then we're going to select our list. I'm going to use all contacts, the email type, and then I'm going to enable my split testing. And then you'll see that we are given a sample size, an evaluation period, and a criteria. So the sample size is set to 20%, but you can choose whichever sample size you would like to test. And so this is the sample size of your overall audience. So 20% of your overall audience that has been selected within the lists that you have selected. So if I have 100 contacts, then the split test is going to run on 20 of my contacts, just to simplify that. Everyone knows how percentages work though. All right, then I have my evaluation period, and this is going to be 2 hours. So that's what it's automatically set to. You can, of course, change this to however long you would like it to be. And so what this means is that when your message is sent, it's going to send to the sample size. It's going to wait 2 hours to test the criteria and see which of the versions of your emails is more successful, and then it will send to everyone else. So that is what the evaluation period is. It's going to be a waiting period that occurs after the email is initially sent and is tested on your sample size. All right, then you're going to choose your criteria, and we have the open rate. So I'm going to select the open rate and I'm going to hit save. So now that's going to take us to our split test. Now, if for any reason you want to update those settings, you can simply navigate back to settings over here in the wizard at the top, and you can edit all of those settings. But I'm going to come back to the split test and I'm going to create my new email. And so I could go ahead and create a new email from scratch, or I can go ahead and duplicate this message. But what I want to do first is edit this message and, give it all of its details, March newsletter, and my from name, from email. And then I would want to add my content to this email as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then I want to navigate back to my split test over here on the top. And then again, like I said, I can create a new email entirely from scratch, or if I simply want to tweak a few things about this email to see which of the tweaks works better, I can simply go ahead, click on the 3 dots and say split test. That's then going to start running a split test on this email. I can go and edit message 2, and I can add a few different things. So I can update the subject matter. I can change the from name and the from email as well. And I can completely customize the way this email looks and the content within it. And then I can go ahead and save those changes as well. And so now when this email is sent out, it's going to be sent out to 20% of my audience, and that 20% is going to receive a 50-50% chance of receiving either of these emails. So they are going to have a 50-50% chance of receiving either of these emails. There we go. We got that sentence out eventually. All right, then I'm going to navigate to my recipients, and here is where you would choose your list, add your filters, all of the things that we usually would do. We only have one recipient that's going to receive this message, so the split test is kind of irrelevant in this case, but you probably have a lot more than one recipient. All right, and then I would navigate, I could hit next or move to my schedule, so I'm going to hit next. And then I can either schedule this message, I can send it now, but if I schedule the message and I send it out in the UCT time zone, it is again going to send out to all of my contacts, well, the 20% of my contacts that have been selected for the split test. The split test is then going to wait 2 hours to evaluate the criteria, which is our open rate, and see which of the 2 versions of our emails performs better. Then it is going to send the winning version to the rest of our audience. But I can also send this out again in the contacts time zone. So what happens if I do this, if I send it out in the contacts time zone, what is going to happen is that it is going to send out to everyone in the first time zone. And if that doesn't fill the 20% criteria that you have set, then it's going to roll over to the next time zone, keep sending out 50-50 to your audience. And once it has reached the 20% of your audience, then it is going to wait 2 hours, do the evaluation, choose the winning email, and send it out to the rest of your emails, which would roll out in their respective time zones. So that is how that works. But I am going to go ahead and just leave this as UTC. Whoops, that's not the right one. There we go. And then again, you could schedule the date and time that you would like this to go out on. And once you have done all of that, you can go ahead and confirm that message and schedule it to go out to your users. All right, but now this works a little bit differently when it comes to recurring and sequence messages. And this is because not all of our contacts are being enrolled in those sequences at the exact same time. So we actually need to run an evaluation over a period of time, so a period of days. So let's go to our sequences and click on that. If I create a new sequence here, I'm going to call this one your sequence. My from name is Heather. Oh, can't spell my own name. All right, Heather, hit save. Then we've got our emails here, and I'm going to build out my basic sequence, and I'm just going to call this message 1. And then I'm going to come here to the split test option, and I'm going to enable that. And you'll see that we are then asked for an evaluation date. Now, this is because users are enrolled in sequences on different days. So they're not all going to be enrolled in a sequence at exactly the same time. So we do actually need time for this audience to build up enough in order for us to evaluate which of our emails within the sequence performs better. So I would go ahead and select my evaluation date, and that is going to be any time in the future, and that is however many days we want to run the split test for. So if I choose the 8th of March, then this split test is going to run from now until the 8th of March. On the 8th of March, a winning message is going to be chosen, and then that is the message that is going to be sent out to anyone else who enrolls in the sequence. And then you can choose your criteria. You have your click and open rates. I'm going to leave it as click, and I'm going to hit save. And you'll see then that my messages have been created. We have our message 1 and our message 1 variant. So again, until the 8th of March, anyone who rolls in the sequence before then has a 50-50% chance to receive either one of these messages. And then on the 8th of March, a winner will be declared, and that will be the deciding message that is sent to everyone else who enrolls in the sequence after the 8th of March. And again, you can actually go ahead and declare a winner manually. So you can click on the message that you want to be the winner, select winner, and then that is the message that's going to go out to everyone. But that's essentially what's going to happen when the 8th of March does roll around. So that is how you can run split tests on your messages. In the next video, I'm going to go into a lot more detail on how to use filters within your messages. I'll see you there.